Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I have a canker sore on the back, side of my tongue, so I feel like I'm thinking about every word I'm saying, like I'm feeling it. Thank you for being here. In this video, what we're going to be talking about are some products that I haven't really connected with. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying they're necessarily even on the chopping block of being decluttered, although that might be a decision I make at the end of this video. But they're just products that I feel like I haven't really fused with, you know? I haven't been compelled to use them a lot, and I haven't necessarily formed a really strong opinion one way or the other on them. So I thought I would use them today, kind of refresh my memory. It's sort of a shop my stash idea, and we'll just see if we can really enjoy some of these things. And before we get started, a bit of coffee. Big night last night. Rory's gone off to Yale. I talk about her like she's my child. She's on Gilmore Girls, the show. Kosis BB Burst. What's going on with this tinted gel cream? I felt like the new year would be a good time to do this, you know, to like bring some attention back to some other things. 21 light, medium, neutral. It says your everyday makeup plus skincare essential. It has this little cap. Just to refresh our memories on this is light buildable coverage, hydrating burst of serious skincare, smoothing and blurring effect, and vibrant fresh looks. So we're going to use some of this today. I just have not used it a lot. A full pump gives you a lot of this product. Wow. But I know it is going to be light. So I just work that around. I'm going to grab a brush and blend this across my skin. I feel like it's not giving me anything but moisture. Like, I don't know. Did that give me any color whatsoever? It definitely came out looking tinted, but wow, what a soft shade. I forget, does this have SPF? It doesn't list any SPF. They said it's buildable. They said it should be smoothing and blurring. I do feel like I have a lot of extra moisture on my skin, so there's that. But like, I'm gonna add a little more. I'm gonna see, can we build it? I'll do like half a pump more. The funny thing was, is like with one pump, I felt like a lot of actual product was coming out, but then you like blend it and it just really thins. I'm gonna dab with my brush, see if we can maintain any of that coverage in there. And again, the more you build, the more moisture you add. I have a fuzzy in my hair. I see why this has been my experience with this product. I see why I haven't been drawn to this very much, because I have products that essentially give me the moisture level, but are giving me more tint than this. Like most things that I have would do a little bit more for me, like evening out complexion wise, like even just some light coverage. This is a very sheer coverage, and I don't see it building that much with more added. Maybe just a little bit, but I don't know. My complexion is juicy as all get out, so I mean, maybe if I get into some really dry skin times this winter, this could be a good thing. And I mean, I'm gonna put on some concealer for the areas where I really need coverage, but still, I'm just not wowed by this one. Then a concealer. This one from Lancome. This is a serum concealer. The shade says 115C, and I know it's lightweight. I know it kind of reminds me of L'Oreal's, which would make sense because, you know, Lancome, L'Oreal, kind of all under the same corporation, aren't they? But as I recall, it's thin. It's light. We're gonna see if we can build some coverage out of it. The idea of a really lightweight concealer, that's another product category that I will admit does not draw me in, really. Like when I'm wanting to conceal, I'm not often thinking, how can we make this as subtle as possible? This is the magic of it all, is the full coverage concealers that I own that can cover and still don't look like a lot. So it's like, why do I have to sacrifice anything? But anyway, I'm gonna blend this in on my under eye. It's really meshing into that Kosis stuff nicely. Both are making me seem kind of hydrated, I guess. What do we think? I mean, I do feel like that added coverage for sure. My under eyes don't look heavy at all. I do feel like I'm still seeing a little bit of darkness. I think I could add some more product and just, you know, build a bit. Is that gonna be what I do with everything in this video? Let's just build it up some more. There's nothing wrong with building. I just think I could use more coverage. But as far as like the way that looked on the texture or surface of my skin, I would have to say it looked really good. But it does remind me of that lightweight L'Oreal True Match Serum Concealer. Anybody else feel like that built? Because I think it really did. Skin as a whole feeling so tacky to the touch, just so you know. But I needed that coverage boost, and I got it. And I didn't need like wildly huge coverage. I just wanted the under eyes to look really fresh and awake. And I think maybe sometimes I'm just almost addicted to seeing the look of coverage, even if my skin isn't really needing it that much. Like my skin overall was doing pretty good today. It wasn't like I had to slap on something full coverage, but it's just like I use this and I want to see a difference. You pay money for a product, you want to see it doing something. Anybody else's head work that way? I pulled out this powder. Me and this powder have not connected at all. I think we would have if it would be in a different packaging, but it's that Revolution translucent baking powder that I know I've seen sold at Walmart. It says no flashback, super matte fix on the lid. My Walmart sells that Relove brand, and then beside it there's a very thin selection of Makeup Revolution. So I'm utilizing the tiny cap. I know I did this the last time too, but I just haven't used this a bunch. It just doesn't pop out in my mind as something to use, but I'm really gonna set this under eye because of, you know, its extreme tackiness. Oh, feeling bad for my dogs. SIU, we went to the game yesterday. I mean, they've got a new coach and basically a brand new team, so it's not really much of a surprise that they're kind of struggling right now, but I stand with them. It's only up from here. But Belle and her all-star cheer teammates performed at the game, and it was a ton of kids. If I videoed the whole performance, like, I don't know if I would have seen any specific faces, you know, like, so I just kind of stayed on her little stunt cluster, but they did really well. It was a bunch of teams all put together, and I was fascinated by how the coaches put that together so quickly. They spent like one practice on it, and it looked really good. Okay, so I've got that around like all my usual concealer zones, and then I'm gonna dust off the excess. At the same time, I feel like I need to wipe my nose. Matte Super Fix, what you got for me? Well, certainly matte. I'm taking anything else on my brush and I'm really dabbing it in over the forehead. It looks smooth. It looks a little dry. We went from looking absolutely skin-like with that concealer to a really big contrast, I feel like, with this on top. It looks smooth, it looks even, it looks like coverage may have been added a little bit, but kind of dry in there on that under eye. I don't know if you're seeing it. I don't know. This might even be something I want to declutter. I'm good on loose powders, gang, and they take up a lot of space. Like, I'm really leaning toward a declutter on that. For like an all-over powder, I pulled this one out. This from Sephora Collection. Now, Sephora Collection, there's a brand that really contains major gems. We're thinking about the eyeliners, the eyeshadow palettes. This baked powder is the Micro Smooth Multitasking Baked Face Powder in shade 30 Sand, giving a very like Laura Geller double take look. I'm not feeling the most creaminess, but it doesn't feel dry either. It's a nice middle ground. It's not feeling like I'm gonna get too much on my skin when I put my brush on it, but at the same time, it's a good texture. I'm rolling my brush in, and I want to set everywhere with it, okay? And I just want to look when I'm done at what kind of surface I have on my skin. Like, is it ultra matte? Is it kind of satiny? I'm liking what this is doing just for coverage. Like, just to dab it all over. Don't you feel like that added something? Now my skin feels smooth. It doesn't feel as tacky. It doesn't feel like my makeup would wipe right off, you know? I like this. I think this is a definite option for these like all over face setting moments. It says this versatile face powder provides buildable coverage and a naturally radiant finish that looks like skin. Wear alone for breathable coverage or pair with complexion products to finish, set, brighten, contour, or bronze. I like the finish of it. I'm surprised I haven't used it more and thought of it as kind of a comparison product to Laura Geller, perhaps. It's not as full coverage as her double take, but it does kind of give me the look, the feel of Balance and Brighten. What about this? The e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand. I know I had a decent experience with this. I have the shade medium tan. Like, I know it works pretty well. Am I just so turned off by this format that I can't like get into using it with any regularity? I don't know. I'm gonna use it today and just see. Can we get into it? I think there's just this ambiguous kind of like, is product coming out of that tip? Do I have way too much? Do I have just enough? I don't know. And we were just using e.l.f.'s other liquid contour recently, and this does deposit a thinner amount with the dabber. Their Camo liquid bronzer and contour, that's coming off of a doe foot where one dot really does provide a lot. This Halo Glow seems a little softer. Number one, you're getting a little lighter amount on your skin, but I really feel like it's all in all just a softer, more thinly pigmented experience. I don't think this is anything I would get rid of. That tone really looks good. I mean, I could use it more. I think I can build it actually. A lot of people do love this stuff. I think it's just, I open my drawer and if I am thinking cream or liquid, I'm either pulling out something with a doe foot or my Milani in the little pan. There's so many format options. This is not at the top of my list, so I haven't been grabbing it, but I'm kind of feeling like it's actually pretty user-friendly and a good overall look. So I think she's gonna stay. And then for blush, what's up with me and this? I have like never gone back to this. This Milani Cheek Kiss blush stick in Luminoso. Remember they put out that whole like Luminoso range. It's a seemingly nice blush stick. I was looking at the texture last night and I'm like, this is really smooth. It is giving pigment, like what's my problem? And it's got shimmer in it, which the vast majority of my blush sticks are not something that embeds any shimmer. Like you're getting more of a pure color thing with them. And so that kind of sets this apart as more unique. So why am I not using it? I'm pressing it in with my Sephora 56. I'm feeling like, yeah, it's soft in color tone. Like Luminoso just is not one of those screaming at you types of blushes, but it is pretty and it's giving me a really pretty, look at that sheen right on the top of the cheek. Is it enough blush for me? It's really not a lot with that one swipe. I would add more, but I like where it's going. I mean, I would like to see this product come out in more colors. Like, why not, Milani? You got literally every other format of a cream liquid blush. They're making it in pans, they're making it glowy, they're making it a creamy liquid. They got this stick in one shade. Let's have more colors because I think that's where I'd really get into it. But I'm keeping this. I like this. I think that's super radiant without actually feeling that tacky to the touch at all. Yes, shame on me. I should be using it more. Brows, as I was pulling out products for this video, I wasn't even thinking about what I was gonna do with my brows. One thing I haven't been using is thick brow pencils at all. And this is Wet n Wild. This is Nice Ash. This is the retractable brow pencil with that big teardrop tip that for a while I really thought was what I wanted and needed all the time. It feels huge now. I've been using stuff to the tune of like CoverGirl Nano, and this just, it feels like a lot, but I'm using it lightly. I mean, it's kind of like riding a bike. I remember the pressure I used to apply with this. I think I'm doing a good job. It is a good texture. I like this brow pencil. It just feels so different when you've really gotten into the tiny ones. I feel oddly out of control with this, like I am just raking over the top of a full brow with hair and just kind of hoping for the best. Guys, I think we're gonna get some major winter weather this weekend. I'm shooting this on, what day is it? What day are we on? It was so weird having New Year's Day yesterday. It's Thursday. Ice, snow, they're talking like it's hard to predict depending on like where the low centers in. I feel like we're so often here in Southern Illinois in kind of an in-betweener zone where, you know, we may be more ice, but I'd like more snow. Taking my little brush at the end of it and just brushing some of that through, whatever got applied there. I think it looks all right. This is funny. This is the product in this video that I was very much connected to for a time and just haven't used it in a while. This e.l.f. brow lamination stuff, I have not used it a bunch. It comes out very like white cast, and it's good and it does hold, but I seldom reach for it. Get some of that product in there. I have to be careful because you can see the white bits in my dark brow hairs, but it gives you a tool attached. So a lot of times at ball games, Rhett gets really sensitive to the noise level. Sometimes everything's fine. He's sitting there and, you know, I think he's come to expect the flow of a game and that there will be cheers and stuff. But sometimes, like, if a person is around us and they let out a big, like, whoa, just something extremely loud, he'll like get this look on his face, that bottom lip comes out and he gets like he's gonna cry. But then yesterday, and we're down like close to the court, and they're coming around saying, which section's gonna be loud enough to win the pizza? And I'm thinking, oh dear, this isn't gonna be good. And our section won the pizza, and I'm sitting there like, it's intense for me. It almost scares him, I think. Bub took him out to walk around a little bit, and he came back in, but I just thought, oh, poor guy. We're gonna move on to eyes. I am going to use Milani eyeshadow primer. Just don't really feel like compromising in that category today. And I guess I'm gonna take a break from my Sephora collection palette. I have loved that thing so much. I feel like every time I open it, I can do something a little different. It's proving to be a very good everyday palette. A lot of the looks I would like to wear day to day, but Also a lot of fun texture variants and a lot of glitz in there too. Talked about that a lot in my birthday video, Christmas and birthday haul. Here's a couple of things that I've had here in my rainbow drawers as newish products, and I have used them, but I don't go back to them. They're these little palettes from Buxom, On the Rocks and Straight Up Eye and Cheek palettes. I know Buxom's textures are good, and they combine a blush as well. So there's this softer one, which I've used definitely even less, and then this one, it looks very fall-like to me, don't you think? And I'm seeing shimmer in everything to a lighter extent in that shade, but pretty metallic in those. I've used that one more. Maybe I'll try the softer one. First off, maybe we play with that blush a little bit, which looks like it has a slight satin finish. It really looks similar to the vibe of Luminoso. So let's top off here, shall we? Okay. See, I love that level of color. That's very pretty. It is kicking up quite a bit of powderiness. It's a pretty soft formula. That's nice though. I like that color. Haven't been wearing a lot of peachy blushes like that lately. And then here we do have what looks like a distinctly matte color that I'd like to start out in my crease. So let's see how dark that can get. What do you guys think about Buxom eyeshadows? Are you using them? Are you into them? Remember when they had that whole customizable system? It was like you buy a little palette and you buy the singles that you want to put in. It was kind of fun. I really believe the strength of Buxom is their lip glosses, lip polishes and whatnot, lip creams. Okay, that's giving soft crease. I could build it maybe. Yesterday evening I straight up just hid in my bluey tint. It's not my bluey tint, it's Ugga's bluey tint. He got it for Christmas, like this little pop-up tint. And it just gets placed various spots around the house, living room, by the Christmas tree, wherever. I just hid. I needed some time away. Sometimes I am just so overwhelmed and so overstimulated by the sheer amount of noise and general chaos. All right, I've got that sheared out. It really sheared out well. I don't know that I have a highlighter-ish shade or like a matte color that I'd want to put up above it. I think that looks fine as a starting point. I might actually want to put it on my outer lid. It feels like bronzer. This is going to be a very light look, and light looks are something I don't connect with a lot, if we're honest here. This will cause me to do a light look. So we've used nothing but that, and it's been pretty good. We've got this light shade with some shimmer. These are very soft to the touch, that peachy shimmer. And then this one down here, that's really light catching and really smooth. I think I'm going to take some of this first and sweep some of that over center of the lid type of zone. I don't know, gang. It's not giving remarkable, amazing vibes, but this is the type of eye look a lot of people want these days. Just soft and really approachable, I guess. Take some of this. My brush is really picking up a lot of product when I go into it. It's a good texture. I don't know, I mean, that's that, really. Like, what will this palette do? Basically that, it's like a nude eye. This one, you know, warmer, toastier, deeper opportunities. Not mad at it, but not jumping up and down about it either. Okay, let's talk about Bobbi Brown sticks and why am I not using these. I have Mulberry here. It looks nice. It looks like kind of a plummy or burgundy shimmer. It seems like it would make nice lazy liner. It's gliding on beautifully. Where have I been? I like that. I mean, it's gliding on, frankly, just as easy as a L'Oreal Lace Shadow stick. But why so underused, especially a shade like this? I put some on the lower too. It's like deeper than Cold Brew and some of those classic mid-tony shadow sticks that I'd put on the lower lash line, but I kind of like this smudged out on the outer part. Yep, get it in GRWM. That's a good one to pull in at times. Okay, here's a mascara that I felt like I really would have taken off with, but I just haven't. The Ilia Limitless Length, I think it's called. I feel like this is a bestseller, like a lot of people love it, and I haven't really felt like it's been incredible, but let's retry. Let's see how it goes. I mean, sometimes you get a little bit of age on a mascara and things go better than they used to. Occasionally it's just the newness. Sometimes mascaras work well for me regardless, but a lot of times the newness doesn't do it any favors. So we take it out and we've got this comby side, the side that comes out longer than the rest of the rubbery bristles. And there's a bunch of shorter bristles on the rest of it. I feel like it's dried out a little bit and I'm seeing more immediate impact from it. I think we can be friends. I think I can like this actually. That was just a few passes through. Look at that, another pass through. Pretty good length. Maybe I'll give it a little break and then add some more in a second. My mind is just kind of cycling through like, what is this similar to? It's definitely feeling more delicate than that Essence I Love Extreme Volume mascara I've been reaching for lately. So that's like just one coat there. I'll build up more there and then come back. It's kind of achieving the length of like my L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar Red Carpet Black. It still seems pretty creamy. Like when I pull it off, there's a lot of creaminess at the tip that I have to dab off. But now this side has dried down a bit more and I'm just seeing how it builds on top of that. Not quite as willingly, but it can get long. Yeah, I really need to use this more before, you know, it goes bye-bye. Mascaras do not last forever. It's not probably going to be good for that much longer, so this is my kick in the pants to use this more because it really can lengthen out. I'm pretty pleased with that. I feel like most of this video has been a positive rediscovery, like, yeah, I've got a lip thing that just collectively I've been kind of ignoring the brand. It's something that I love. I deeply love the formula. I think the scents are top notch, like right up there with the scents I love from those Buxom glosses, but it's the In Beauty lip glazes. I've not been reaching for them. It's like I've set them aside. I've almost got a mentality with these, like, I'm very aware of them. I know I have them, but I'm preserving them. Do you ever get that way with products that you do really like, or maybe you've got like a really expensive thing and you kind of think, well, I'm just only going to use that sometimes. Well, I don't think I should be setting it aside anymore. I think I should be using it. I pulled out the cinnamon bun one, but like I've got the Merlot, I've got the icy kind of minty one, and I've also got their candy apple. So I think it's time to just get these more in my rotation. There's absolutely nothing I dislike about them. I enjoy them so much, but it's time to take them off the pedestal and actually use them. I might put on a little lip liner with this. Should have thought this through earlier, but the only thing I could really point to that might be underused in my lip liners, I have some of these I Need a Nude lip crayons from Natasha Denona, and I really haven't gotten into them a lot. Oh my gosh! I didn't even look at the name. This one says P6 Emily. I swear I did not even see the name on that. Okay, I Need a Nude lip crayon. Named after me. Looks nice. Am I gonna come away thinking this is my most signature lip ever? It's pretty, it's nude, it's softer, a little bit softer than Revlon Color Stay Nude would be. Okay, that's nice. That actually really plays well, I think, with the peachiness on the cheeks and the softness of the eye. Like, it's giving me enough depth to feel happy, but not so dark that I'm losing all balance with the look. And then I'm going to put the cinnamon bun on top, this gloss. Oh, it smells so good. It reminds me so much of Philosophy's Cinnamon Buns body wash. But this gives kind of a nudie glaze. Feels amazing and so shiny. I'm so glad we're back together again. These lashes need a re-curl, mainly this side. Just because the angle I come at my left eye with, sometimes I pull down that curl. I can't help it. It's either that or I'm not really getting in there to them, you know? Okay. What do we think of this face? What will we be letting go of? I think this, to keep a loose powder around, if you're not really loving it, if you think it's looking a little heavy or too dry, they take up a lot of space. So I feel okay about letting that go. I didn't put a lot of money into this to begin with, so she can go. These Buxom palettes, I like the multitasking nature of them, and I do kind of like that little glow on my lids with this lighter one. And all in all, like the blush in here actually turns turned my blush look from a strong like to a love, so they can stay. This, yes, good product, into it, want to use it more, want to see more shades in it. No reason to avoid the e.l.f. Halo Glow anymore, we're going to use that. This really needs to be used because I think the clock is ticking on it, but it's still got a lot of product inside and a lot to offer my lashes, and I think it's doing more for them than I remember. Absolutely on this, enjoying that, we'll use that. I think that could be a nice like all over little touch-up powder. We've discussed the In Beauty lip glaze and my weird theory on that. It's like it's so loved, I don't want to run through it, but my goodness, Em, you gotta use stuff. Glad I brought Bobbi Brown Mulberry back into my life. See, a lot of this has turned out good. I'm not loving either of these so much. Like, I didn't get back into the BB Burst and think, oh my gosh, what have I been missing? I can't get too mad at my complexion because, yeah, it does look good as a whole. The moisture level in this is really good, but yet I'm able to set it and not feel too sticky. It's just the lightest of the light on coverage. However, I don't think I want to let go of it. The age on the product, like, it's not old at all. It's not that long ago that I bought it, and I think we're getting into a season where that moisture will be very good for me. This concealer, I don't like coming in close and still feeling like, yeah, at a certain angle, I'm seeing quite a bit of darkness. Maybe it had a lot to contend with post New Year's, but I'm leaning towards letting this go because I have too many concealers. Something's gotta give. Something's gotta get let go of. So I'm leaning toward a declutter on that. So that's where we stand, my friends. I'd be interested to hear if there are any products of this type that you've noticed in your collection. You know, what do? Do you give them a second chance? Are you quick to declutter? Let's talk about that in the comments section. But I will say, as I'm glancing at myself in my little tiny monitor over here, my skin is offering up a whole lot of the look of glow. I don't have any highlighter on. It doesn't feel tacky, but it looks really good. I don't know, this is one of those that you like it at the end of the look, you might not be so impressed with it at the beginning of the look, but I would have to credit this product for the way my skin is looking altogether. That and the topping with this, because this wasn't too matte and it looked good on top of everything. Anyway, I'm done. I gotta stop. Let you go. Thanks again, my friends. I will see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.